Alrighty. Mic check, mic check. How's that? Is it better? Okay, great. I read everything and I moved the router and plugged it directly into the computer just in case. Even though I wasn't getting any signal issues, I did notice when I refreshed my browser that there were some back end changes to YouTube. So it may have just been that. I don't know, but glad that it is better. And so sorry. Don't let me go 29 minutes. But thank you. Thank you for letting me know because that would have been annoying. You're more than welcome. Hit the like button, share the live. Um, okay, so what are we talking about? Okay, so what are we talking about? Um, I can't remember what I was talking about because I've left this room. I've crossed over a door. So oh yeah, we were talking about ice. That's right. We were talking about ice. Yeah. So, yeah, they're starting to go up into the mountains. They're getting chased into the woods. They have no idea where they are or what they're dealing with. And I say that holistically. Full stop. They don't know where they are. They don't know what they're dealing with. I saw a woman, my jaw, the way my jaw fell open. If you know, you know. But I saw the whitest woman with the most southern accent, okay, in her kitchen. Uh, and she's just kind of going off to camera about ICE agents being there. And, she's, like, I hope this and I wish that, all of that. And she said, she was talking about them being in the woods and in the mountains. And because I saw some of y'all saying, like, wait till they start hearing the banjo. But she said, I hope I hope they whistle at night. And my jaw, the gasp that I gasped, because I have never heard a white person say that before. And it was all I needed to hear. It set me straight so fast. It set me straight so fast. I was like, "Oh, they don't know what they fucking with. They don't know where they are. They don't know what they fucking with." She said, "I hope they whistle at night." I said, "Oh my god." Oh boy. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we got it in us to deal with all that. I don't know if we got it in us. I don't know. I just don't know if we got it in us for just groups of, ICE agents to just disappear en masse. Oh god. That's the equivalent of, like, the predator is real and coming for your ass. I said, "Oh my god. Oh my god." Y'all look it up on your own time, okay? I'm not gonna divulge anything that I know, not here on these here internet. So just look it up on your own time. It means the same thing, but different things depending on your culture and your background and where you are. But that one right there, I hope they whistle at night when you out there in them woods. I was like, Oh, them boys don't know how to draw no protection circle. No, they don't. No, they don't. Ooh, child. Mm, mm, mm. I've seen that too, actually. I have seen that. I have seen that. That has been a theme song for the white women on the front lines in their social media posts. Mhm. Yeah. I see your ass. Yes. Yeah, like I said, go look it up on your own time, child, on your own time, 'cause woo, whoo. I was like, "God damn, they fucked." Yeah, they fucked. So, yeah, that's happening, and it's gonna continue happening. I just yeah, that's one to watch. That's one to tap into in your social medias, okay? That's one to tap into. See what's going on the ground. They are not playing. They're not playing in mass, and they're not playing multi-generationally, okay? Kids bounced day 1 from school. 20,000 kids did not go to school. And that was not 20,000 children who themselves were personally afraid of being snatched up or having their family members snatched up. That was 20,000 children saying, "Oh, no, I don't fucking think so." Because you are gonna come into our schools. You are gonna fuck with whoever's sitting next to me or in front of me or behind me. We're not going to school. Their marches have been thick. And like I said, them white women are not playing. Them white women are not playing. It is hunting season. Also, also, that it's hunting season. It's not safe to be out in them woods. Nope. 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 For one reason or another, it's not safe to be out in them woods. Mm-mm. 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 You in you in camo no high V? No. Well, and this is the thing, right? When you tap in geopolitically, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that these people aren't going for it. And I think that's the greater aha, right? Is that we don't think about this with regard to other states. We're too busy with our own lives in our own backyard. We're not thinking about, well, what are they gonna do if they invade North Carolina? We're not thinking about that. What's North Carolina gonna we don't know. We don't think about that, and we don't think about the why. They are reacting and responding the way that they are, and where that comes from. No matter where you sit class-wise, it's fascinating. And it's taken me down into a level that I haven't thought about in a really long time. You know, one of the things that really bothers me is when I look at somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, or the person that I'm really thinking about is Susan motherfucking Collins. Every time that half dead ass broad is reelected, I'm infuriated at her state. and what it is that they inflict upon the rest of the country by keeping that woman in office. And then you can replicate that amongst many members of Congress who shouldn't be there on both sides of the aisle or independent. Shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be there. But voters aren't thinking about, they're thinking about their representation in Congress. They're not thinking about it in terms of it and that, and therefore the impact on the country. But it's the why they send people like that. It's what's going on in their own backyard. It's the reality that they live. The other light bulb moment that I had over this week is I've been wondering to myself, and I'm going to ask you this question as well. I have been trying to pinpoint for myself because I like a frame, you know? I've been trying to figure out at what point did we start living in alternative realities in this country? And I finally felt like, aha! And I'm wondering, when do you think it was that there are at minimum 2 different realities in this country? After COVID, okay? When we elected a reality TV star for president, 2016, the pandemic, always probably when everything desegregated, when algorithms came into being, 9/11, Obama, Tea Party, social media, Palin, 2008, after the '08 recession, as the advent of the 24-hour news cycle. The Civil War. The Civil War. The Civil War. That is where this country started living in 2 different realities with 2 different narratives. The Civil War. And those 2 narratives have persisted to this day, as evidenced by or exacerbated by all of the things that you are pointing out. For the South, the Civil War was never the Civil War. It was the war of Northern aggression. That's it. That's the point. That is where the narratives split. and we didn't know that. It's only now starting to really crystallize. People on the right are not crazy. They live a completely different historical narrative. It is their reality and their truth, and it is generations deep. It is just as real and valid for them as the reality and the history that we live and rely upon. And their reality is being completely undone. And they don't know what to do with that, how to process it, how to integrate, because their social structures have not been set up for that. But that was my light bulb moment listening to some colleagues of mine, just sitting nearby, listening to a conversation some colleagues of mine were having, who are older and smarter than me. Um, and they weren't even necessarily directly having this conversation. They were having a conversation about, um, war, history. That was the conversation. Um, uh, they were actually talking about, war in East Asia and, the partition, and how that created the very things that I'm talking about. And I just was like, "Oh my god." It was like that was literally my reaction as I was sitting there. I was just like it was just like ding, and I just kinda went, "Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah." The exact same thing applies. The exact same thing happened here, basically. The Civil War is our partition. Intellectually, historically, culturally, all of the things. That is what rooted what we live with today. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene has resigned from Congress, and wow, a stunning moment. A stunning, stunning, stunning moment. But I think 1000% calculated. And people have asked about the date in terms of, so I mean, if you don't know, Some of the fastest news to travel around the internet ever. Marjorie Taylor Greene has announced that she is leaving Congress. She is not going to finish her term. She would have been out. Uh, or she could have, said, I'm going to finish this term and not run again. Her term was up next year. But she has not done that. She has posted a lengthy video and written statement on X, which I did watch in full, and it's interesting, but you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. It's immediately under it, she posts the whole thing in text. Um, so you click on the news, you'll be able to either see it or read it. Um, there is no obvious date, or let me what am I trying to say? There is no obvious, like, procedural or electoral thing that would be relevant to the date that she has chosen, which is January 5 of next year is gonna be her last day. So, uh, whatever reason she chose that day, I don't know. Um, but she said that's the day, effective January 5, 2026. She's done with Congress. Um, she cited several reasons, um, including that she believes in term limits. I believe in term limits as well, but she's not finishing out this term. She's just leaving. She does not want to go through another election. Again, she could finish out her term and not run again, but she's not doing that. She does not want to go through another election now that she is um, divorced from Donald Trump. And, she says this is both the fault of the left and the right, the division of politics and how this whole, two-party system is designed, at least in its present form, to pit Americans against each other, which I don't believe that is true, but yeah, I do agree with her that in its current form, that is what it is doing. And so she doesn't want any part in that. Um, what I see as significant with regards to the timing is that she I think from what I have seen, Marjorie Taylor Greene has in the past 2 months, I can't remember who it was that she did an interview with, but she did an interview at some point in time where she went through and described the kinds of people that are in the Epstein files. And I can't remember what she said, so what I'm about to say is demonstrative, okay? Um, 5 former heads of state, uh, 6 CEOs of major Fortune 500 companies, things like that. So she has seen things, right, that we haven't seen. She has a better sense, and I think a lot of people in Congress have a better sense of what is going to come when all of this comes out. It's going to be this is already the greatest political scandal in the history of the United States presidency. Um, she doesn't wanna be anywhere near the blast radius or the fallout. The things that are going to come out are indefensible. The names that are gonna come out, people are going to be gravely implicated, which is why Mike Johnson nearly fainted when the Senate said unanimous consent, no amendments, release the files. That man damn near ran out of the Capitol building, okay, to get away from the press. So, she has just had one of the most favorable, um, media cycles that she has ever had. She's been everywhere. She's been conciliatory, and she has painted herself as an advocate of women. Okay? Now it's not about now, mind you, 72 hours before she got into a public fight with Donald, she was texting Donald, we know because she posted her text messages with him, that she's trying to get Bill Clinton. That it's always been about Bill Clinton. She's got months and months and months and months and long ass text messages with her and Donald where her focus is solely on she wants to get Clinton. But nope, now, now she's an advocate for women. She has stood with the women and she has. She's got photo ops, she's got video, she's got all the media that she needs to make this her the last part of her legacy in politics was on the greatest political scandal to it not be on the wrong side of history when the chips fall where they may. It, you know, clears her of potential political violence, of people wanting to target her specifically because she is an elected official. It's in many ways safer for her to be a private citizen, a talking head, right? An analyst for some network or on her own network. It behooves her to get away from that. And she called it out immediately. As soon as she went public with, I'm breaking from Donald, she came, followed it up with, and now I'm getting, real threats against my life. So she gets clear of that. She's less of a notch on somebody's belt if she's just a private citizen. But I think ultimately this is about power and position and narrative of her political career and her political legacy because she got him where he is. She's responsible for many of the things, and she proudly says she voted with him 99.99999% of the time. So she has been a horrible fucking person. She was a horrible fucking person before she came into Congress, and she's been a horrible fucking person in Congress. And just because she's done an about face in 10 days doesn't signal enough. She thinks the Republicans are corrupt and compromised, and she's not going to vote with Democrats. So it makes no sense for her to stay. She's not going to caucus with Dems. But if she wants to continue making his life a living hell, then girl, go on and do that. Like I said before, let her cook in her own kitchen. And I shudder to think because she was there is nobody who has announced, I don't think, um, as a serious possibility that they were gonna run against her. But I think she was concerned on all fronts. If there is somebody on the ground right now in Georgia that's doing, a Mom Donnie style campaign on the ground right now, and I just don't know who that person is, she could have had an eye on that as well, of just like, this is not going to work for me one way or the other. and I'm riding high. I'm riding high. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I look like the sane person in the room. The mainstream media is writing about me favorably. That's legacy. So the question is she gonna just, she said, I'm gonna go back to serving my community that I love and that I support. So is she just gonna fade into national obscurity? Or is she going to pivot to a different part of the national stage? Or is she going to really just go and focus on her own backyard? We don't know. We don't know. But it is still shocking that she's leaving. And she could certainly be replaced with a fucking wackadoo. We don't know, right? She's yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. That's interesting. That's interesting. They're gonna have to figure out, I guess. I don't know how it goes down in Georgia if the governor just appoints somebody in the interim until the next election, or if they have a special election. I'm not sure. They're gonna have to fill that gap in between her leaving and the next election when somebody is, elected. So, yeah. Yeah, if she wants to be a useful tool, who are we to stop her? I mean, I think the fracture has been there actually for a while. Um, yeah, I think the fracture has actually been there for a while. And again, she knows more than we do with just with these files. So, she has a sense of what is coming. And the other thing that is really interesting is given that she has seen things that we have not seen, the January 5 date means that she will still be in office when these files are supposed to be released because they're supposed to be released within 30 days. And whether she's in Congress or out of Congress, she's a barometer for what comes out and how complete or accurate it is. And it's definitely, in a sense, easier for her to be able to speak on that as a private citizen because she doesn't have to deal with her party bothering her. And when I say her party, I mean politicos in DC. So, I think I think I think this is another, like, tick, tick, boom situation for the GOP because when she's not an elected official, she is ungovernable when it comes to party politics and practice. Oh, okay. So they'll have a special election. That'll be interesting. That's going to be real interesting, you know, because that in and of itself is going to be a barometer to see who wins and if they stay. So, yeah. So set the date within 10 days. Election happens in May. So that person will have, so that, oh. Does the governor appoint somebody until May, or is it vacant? She's not going to run for president. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. If that is the case, that puts the Republicans at a disadvantage. Yeah, I'll have to look into this as well. Correction, the election will take place before May. Not sure if he can appoint someone. The only way to fill a seat is through a special election. Okay. No, I'm asking a question. I didn't assert. I asked a question. Thank you. For damn sure. For damn sure. It's still very, very weird. It's very weird. It's shocking. It really is shocking. I am grateful. I'm relieved, quite frankly. I am relieved and grateful that Marjorie Taylor Greene is not going to be in Congress for the next 10 years. Relieved and grateful. Relieved and grateful because she's a menace, you know? But her messaging is, you know, she didn't say this, but it's a subcontext to what she says is that, she's a victim of modern day politics, of this pitting one against the other and this divisiveness and, you know, being a part of a government that is tearing the country apart. I think I think the West Wing is is more up my alley at this point in time. I want to return to sane, thoughtful, strategic politics, and I don't think anything represents that better than the West Wing. Scandal's fun though, for sure. For sure, for sure. So, we'll see. She's going to be a guest on everything this weekend. She's gonna be a guest on everything this weekend. I'm sure she's gonna have a lot to say. So it'll be interesting to see what it is that she has to say, and I guarantee you this will be the most I've ever listened to Marjorie Taylor Greene in 6 years. Because like him, I don't listen to her. I really don't. I really don't. I did watch her whole video though, because I wanted to I wanted to see. You went through the trouble. I want to see the presentation. I want to see the presentation. I want to see the soft sweater, the background. I want to see the frame that you are putting yourself in and how you are casting yourself. The tone of voice, the expression on her face. I want to see all of that to help me understand what it is that you're doing. You're controlling the narrative of your legacy as you leave. That's what you're doing. And it's smart. Don't get me wrong. I said this just a couple nights ago. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a dumb woman. She's not a dumb woman. And she has tested this temperament before, and it has worked for her. And so I'm sure she noticed that along the way in the past year. I've watched the entire series of The West Wing at least 5 times. So has my son. I can't remember how old he was when I introduced him to The West Wing, but he was hooked immediately. Immediately. My son's actually been in the White House before. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I don't think she gives a shit about that. That ain't got nothing to do with her. If it was a mayor from her state, it would be relevant. But that ain't got nothing to do with her. And I think that I think that all of the timing is strategic. All of the timing is strategic. Doing this before Thanksgiving, strategic. She's clearly been having conversations about it to come to this decision. Once you start doing that, you got to pull the trigger or it is going to leak and then you lose control of the narrative. So once she started having serious conversations in her circle, or even letting 3 people know outside of her family, you are on the clock. You are on the clock because it will leak. Because it's shocking news. It is shocking news. It will leak. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. Bless your heart. Whatever works for you, beloved. Whatever works for you. So, yeah, uh, it's, it's stunning. It's stunning. Wow. So, yeah, this weekend is going to be very interesting. Um, I think that she's gonna be on his neck. She's gonna be on his neck. And I think her focus is them files coming out. I don't think she cares about anything else at this point in time. And she can keep that cycle alive for 30 days, for 30 days, which is the amount of time they have, 28 now. The amount of time they have to release the file. She can beat that drum for 30 days. Are you kidding? Light work. Light work for her. Light work for Marge. She can do that. She can do that. She can fill up half of that time, running around with or sitting next to survivors and further cementing, her legacy and the narrative of her legacy. Oh, I hear cats fighting. And there goes the motion detector. Oh shit, hold on. Get out of there. Oh, Oscar is mad because Lolo is eating. Quick story. Oh, I got it on camera. Ooh. Lolo does not care. Lolo's like, roll me up. I don't care. I'm hungry. I want to eat. Oscar rolled him up twice. He said, I'm going to eat. Oscar said, fuck you, and went back into his little apartment. Bless his little heart. Yeah, they're federal holidays. Depending on your job and your classification, you're supposed to have the day off, if I'm understanding your question correctly. That boy don't care. I just watched the video. Oscar swiped the shit out of him several times, full claws. He was like, yeah, this tastes really good. Fun story. Fun story for you. The other day, I go out. It's like 5:55 in the morning, pitch blackout. I go outside to feed Oscar, and I reach my hand in to grab the bowl out of his little apartment, and I touch something wet and gushy. Obviously, I'm not a dumbass, so I wasn't feeling around trying to figure out what it was. My hand recoiled immediately. Blood. I said, okay, Jesus, this is the worst thing ever. So I got one hand up because now I'm contaminated. I pull out my phone, turn on the flashlight, aim it down there, and right inside the door, where the bowl usually is a entire large regurgitated rat. When I tell y'all, I looked at this hand. I looked at this hand and thought to myself, well, I need you. Well, I need you. I just rolled it into the bedding because I'm not washing that, right? I'm not shaking it out and then washing the bedding. No. Roll it up immediately into the garbage immediately into the outside garbage bin, scald my hand like a surgeon, scrubbing in for major surgery. The whole time Oscar's like, because he knows I will go out and I usually have the can of food in a pocket. And so the whole time Oscar's just like trying to pat me down. Like, where is it? I was just like, I thought about that. The way it popped into my head just randomly throughout the day, and I would just look at my hand like, oh my God, because it was pitch black, pitch black, pitch black. I had to turn towards the doorway, and it was pretty much dark inside too, but I caught a little bit of light from the neighbors and saw red on my hand, and I was like, I know this motherfucker did not regurgitate a rat in there. And then here's what makes it even nastier. He slept in there last night because I went and looked on cam. Like, I'm going to see something nasty, but I need to know what went down. And I didn't see it, but I did see him in there, passed out. And when I came out to feed him, he came out of the house. Stretch, rubbing on me, you know? I am telling I was like, I can't cut you off. Ah, uh, uh, uh. Oh God. No, I said this is my fault. This is my fault because I missed because of meetings and stuff. I missed lunch and dinner the day before. He got breakfast the day before. I missed lunch and dinner. So he was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go get me some dinner." And I was just like, "Oh my God. This is the second regurgitated rat. It's not like it was a dead rat. It was a regurgitated, partially digested rat." And I did see evidence of the murder on the patio. I was like, "Oh, Jesus." Yeah. Yeah. I was like, "Okay, well, that's on me. That's on me. You couldn't throw it up anywhere else, huh? You couldn't throw it up anywhere else. Fuck." So that was my trauma. That was my trauma of the week. Oh, to sleep there is crazy. Let me look and see if they're both still out there right now. To sleep there is crazy because, yeah, you are letting your enemies know. Lolo, are you still up there? Oh, no, that's a reflection. Oscar is still out there, though. He's so funny because he knows the camera makes the slightest, softest click when I turn it on, and he knows that click. He'll raise his head and look, stare at the camera, wait a little bit because sometimes I talk to him through the camera. Um, and then it's just so funny because when I go downstairs in the morning, Princey's like, "I haven't eaten. I'm dying." Every morning. He's fine. Um, and sure as shit, as soon as Oscar hears Princey meowing for breakfast, he's at the door, and you just hear his paws. You just hear, like, just this the slightest little at the door, and you look over, and he's like, "Hello, I'm here." I'm like, "I know." I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know what to say to that. That's the most horrifying thing ever. That's horrifying. Wow. He said, here's the snackies." Where'd he go? He just came out again. Oh, he went over to the neighbors. So yes. Okay. Anywho, let's move on. Now that we've all been traumatized by my cat dropped a half-eaten mouse into my ex's mouth while he was sleeping. Not mad, honestly. Again, can't cut off my tongue, right? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I would have gone to the fucking emergency room like, "This is gonna sound crazy, but Imma need all the shots, but this is gonna sound crazy, but yeah, I'm just gonna need you to work with." I would have gone bedhead and all. Listen, my cat just dropped a fucking mouse in my mouth while I was asleep. Oh, Jesus Christ. Imma need everything. Fucking boost me for Ebola. I don't care. Are you kidding me? Nah. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Nah. Nah, I'm just gonna say treat me for Ebola for sure. Tetanus too, but Ebola. Why? Because it just sounds like because rabies. I'm gonna need you to treat me for all the things. Let's assume I have all the things. Parasitic worms, everything. Fuck that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah, that would have been that would just be that would be so traumatizing. So traumatizing. I mean, it depends. Right? It depends. I mean, it's a sign of caregiving, which isn't necessarily love. Okay, so the chat needs to know, did he wake up right away or not? I'm just gonna leave it there. I can't even read it. It's too descriptive, even though it's not graphic. I can't read it. Did he wake up right away or nah? You actually can get a tongue transplant. Well, there we go. The thing that really bothers me about this entire situation is oftentimes when you disturb people who sleep with their mouth open, the first thing they do is clamp their jaw shut. You see me over here, I'm cringing and waiting for the answer to come up in the chat. I'm horrified either way. He woke up instantly and thrashed around. It's a treasured memory now. I love that cat. No, because there's a tail involved. There's a tail involved. There's a tail involved. Nah, 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 nah. No, 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 no. No, no. Somebody said, please, let's move on. It's too much. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We will move on. We will move on. But I listen, I told the chat in in the Discord, I woke up to a, to a rat in Oscar's house. And then um because I kept having flashbacks throughout the day, I went back like several hours later and was like, I'm going to need to be a little bit more descriptive for you all so that you can go through the horror that I went through this morning. I reached in the pitch black fucking dark, came out with a bloody goddamn hand. Yeah, just awful. Just awful. Cats are the best. Yeah, yeah, they don't tell you about that when it comes to the cat distribution system. No, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. They don't. They really don't. This is really sucking. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right. Let's talk about Megan the Stallion and her trial against Milagro Cooper. Based on what you have been seeing or reading on social media, how do you think it's going versus how it started? This is fucking hilarious, Tia Monique. That's also why I dislike Diddy so much. Open mouth motherfucker. Mouth breather for sure. Mouth breather for sure. Real hot girl shit. Yep. Yep. Let's switch over to the real hot girl shit. CBS News, Grammy award-winning rapper Megan Thee Stallion returned to federal court in Miami on Friday as she continues a defamation lawsuit against a blogger she accuses of spreading a false AI-generated pornographic video, amongst other things. During cross-examination, the artist, whose real name is Megan Pete, testified that the alleged deepfake video severely affected both her mental health and her music career. She told jurors that the situation caused extreme emotional distress and led to the loss of major professional opportunities. If the jury rules in her favor, they will be responsible for deciding how much money she could be awarded in damages. She testified that she became so depressed during the ordeal that she at one point felt as if life was not worth living. One of her music producers testified that she lost several major business opportunities. She missed out on at least 4 potential deals, each valued at approximately $1 million, which she attributed to this situation. That was disgusting. Men men thought that. It's pathetic. She sure was. We already had that conversation, and this live has been split into 2 parts. So if you go back to the channel, wait, when did we talk about Marge? Did we talk about her now, or did we talk about her before? We talked about her at the beginning of this live, towards the beginning of this live. So we're off of her. You got to replay, gang, if you want to see what was said. And that's not really helpful. According to the last reporting that I saw from Megan the reporter, I haven't looked at anything that she said about today, but she said that she felt like some of the most damning testimony came from um one of Milagros former mods. You're welcome, beautiful. Forever. Forever ever. Yeah, it was I don't know if it was toll free or somebody else, but Megan the reporter felt like it was devastating testimony against Milagro. Milagro showed up on day 1 looking like a cartoon villain, so that's not really helpful. Don't know if anybody told her. She seems to have seen the opinions of people about what she was wearing and cleaned it up to a much more simple professional look, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not sure who that was, but apparently it was pretty significantly emotional, and that person needed to take a break during their testimony to, pull themselves together. I Yeah, that's the witness who sobbed. I have always said, like, I've seen, excuse me, people on social media who are like, "This is a slam dunk. Meg is gonna win." You know, she knows she's gonna win. We all know she's gonna win. We don't know that. Okay, we don't know that. I'm still very concerned about how not good it was the first couple of days. So we just don't know until the jury decides, but it looks like it's going to wrap up Monday or Tuesday, and then the jury will get the case. I can't imagine that it's going to be, you know, days and days and days of deliberation. I just don't see them. I don't see that for this case. Um, I could see it being a mixed verdict, given that it did not go well the first couple of days. I could see it being a mixed verdict. I could see them saying yes to some things and no to other things, but we just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, you know what my position is. These people are fucking horrible. And this was a concerted effort, and I really hope to fucking God she wins at least one count. I hope she wins at least one count. I'll call that a win for sure. I'm just looking at Megan Cuniff's social media. The defamation is according to the jury instructions. The defamation counts. This is what she says. Damages are officially presumed for defamation per se, because the judge ruled that Milagro does not qualify as media. So it looks like today one of the things that they were dealing with outside of the presence of the jury was figuring out what the final instructions to the jury are going to be. So that's a massive loss for Milagro. And they also had to deal with a bunch of tech issues today, it looks like. And the judge said, well, fuck it. Let's get up and go across the hall to a different courtroom. And that's what they did. So we can hope. We can sure hope. I'll be glad when this case is over. I'm so sick and tired of thinking about Tory Lanez. Yeah, yeah, yep. So we'll see. We will see. It's been a week of weird ass titties, y'all. I didn't know nothing about this boy. I didn't know nothing about that boy till he shot her. Did not know he existed. Never heard his music. Never heard his name. Yeah. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, it was been a week of weird ass titties. It's been a week of weird titties. Contempt. Contemptuous titties. Yeah, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The DOJ admitting in open court that that the grand jury did not deliberate on the second indictment, never saw it. It's so stunning. It's so stunning. Man. Has anybody gone to see Wicked? Or is anybody planning to go see Wicked? Did you love it? Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm not trying to get caught up in the fray. I'm not trying to get caught up in the fray. And for me, Wicked is one of those movies where I know that there are people, the typical thing that you say is like, "No spoilers, no spoilers." I waited a long time before I watched the first movie. Um, I watched all the press tour, um, and I didn't feel like anything in the movie was spoiled for me. And I don't feel like anything these are there plot points that people don't know? Yes, but for me anyway, and you all know I'm real sensitive to spoilers. I don't wanna know shit. These movies are in a different category of movie where it's like, it doesn't matter what detail I see or someone tells me about the movie. It feels like it's impossible to spoil because this is a cinematic experience, and you can't spoil that. You can't spoil a cinematic experience. And those are few and far between. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the cinematic experience, to the spectacle of it. Oh, I also don't care what other people think. Yeah, I don't care what other people say about movies or you should see this movie. I don't care. I've never cared. I've always thought that that was odd. I've always thought that that was odd. Um it's not a reason for me to see or not to see a movie. You know, I'm interested in what my friends think about movies. I'm interested in what you all think about movies or shows or whatever, but not to the extent of me being like, "Oh, you didn't like it? Well, then I guess I'll skip it." I'll make up my own goddamn mind about whether or not I want to see something. I want to see it. Oh, and I did. I definitely did. It is a poignant, moving adaptation, and it's the performances. It's the performances. That's it. I felt the same way. I was like, "This is the movie that people are." Well, let me say this. I don't think that white people are a good barometer for horror, because they haven't really had to, like, historically deal with horror in their lives. So I've never felt like white people are a good barometer for what is good horror and what is bad horror. And in fact, the more white people are like, this is the greatest horror movie ever, I'm like, I'm not interested. I already know. I don't care to see it. So I watched Weapons just out of boredom, just like, oh, well, it's here. It's a special 2.99 to rent or whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's see what it is. And the first 20 minutes, great, great. Everything after that, I was like, This is the thing that people are okay." It's like it goes up and then it falls flat, and then it stays flat, and it remains flat until the very end. And I'm like, "I can see why they had the reaction that they had, but no, no, it's a no for me." Yeah, it's that's pretty much how I respond to white people horror. It's more horrifying for me to see a white woman from the Carolinas who comes from mountain folk say I hope they whistle at night than it is for me to watch Hereditary or The Conjuring. That's jump scare spooky shit. Horror and terror? Whistle at Night. Make that fucking movie. Woo! Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to the theater with talismans. Shit. I'm saying though. I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be emotional, but I think it's gonna be a good time, and, uh, I think there's more story in the future. That was the other thing that dawned on me this week, is there's more story in the future. It'll be a while, but it'll happen. Yes, exactly. Right. There's a difference between horror and legitimate terror. Mhm. Facts. Yeah, because it was satisfying. It was really just like, that hits the spot, you know? It really, really was. Yeah. John M. Chu did his big one with that movie. Exceptional. It's gorgeous. It's really, really beautiful movie. So, I have been cackling at the memes of people who are like, "This is us before." Walking into the second movie, all bubbly, skipping, jumping, it's all sing-songy, and then after, there are people whose mascara is on their shirts, and they're just wrecked, and I'm like, "Yep, yep, that means those made you feel it, made you feel it." That's what you want from that kind of experience, you know? It's a long, long time in the it's one of those things that people have anticipated and wanted for a very, 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 very long time. So it's satisfying in that way too. Oh, yes, this is what I meant by when I said I don't think, white people don't live horror. They don't get terrorized. So that's why they have to make up outlandish, fanciful, farcical shit in movies that are implausible. Right. Right. It just we're all the black people are like, "Well, bitch, if you ran, he wouldn't kill you." Or just whatever the thing is. It's very tropey, it's formulaic, and to me it's really boring. It's really boring. That's why they like gore so much. Yes. I went in with really even expectations into the first movie. Really even expectations. Like, I'm not one of those people who, was like, I can't obviously, since I didn't go see it in the theater. I waited till I could watch it at home. Um, and I had it in my queue for a while. And again, one night I was like, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and knock it out. And it's an enchanting movie. It's an enchanting movie with nuanced storyline and very nuanced performances, and it draws you right in. It draws you right in. It's visually stunning, and by the time you get to, defying gravity and flying monkeys and shit, you're just like it's like it's got you, you know? That's what it feels like. It feels like it's just got you, and it's not gonna let you go until the movie is over. Spectacular. That's what you want in a movie experience. Oh man, they printed up 20 corner I mean not 20, 200 cornerstones. Or they packaged up, sorry. They packaged up 200 cornerstones of the yellow brick road and sent it out to people. And those started arriving today. And just the happy tears on the timeline of people who are like, "They sent me a piece of the yellow brick road." Really beautiful. Oh, yeah, this is the other thing is I'm really picky on, about musicals, and I love singing and musicals and musical theater, but I'm really picky about what musicals I actually do enjoy. Um, I'm gonna say yes. I think that you will very much enjoy it. I think in terms of movies, these will probably go down in history as some of the greatest musicals ever made. Yeah. And I think kind of like Sinners, where every note and every vocal was really purposeful and really drove the story. I think I think that's one of the things that John M. Chu has like the code that he has cracked, where I really felt like the music components were really purposeful. And where it's like where you really genuinely feel like music is the only way to convey this moment. There are some aspects to Les Mis that are like that, where it's like only music could convey what the character is going through. Well, there you go. Now you can take it easy and watch it at home, and if you're like, "This is the dumbest thing ever," then you know you don't wanna see the next one, and that's okay. It's not your cup of tea, you know? Yeah, musicals are hard for people, and I think one of the reasons is because oftentimes the music is not good, and I think traditionally what you find in musicals is you have musical breaks, and you have a moment of 2 of emotion where music is the only way to convey what the character is going through or what the moment is, but then more to the point, you just have interjections of sing-songy dialogue, and that shit annoys the hell out of me because it's monotone and it's annoying. I hate monotone singing. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. So that was one aspect where I was like, "Well, there's not a whole lot of that," where it feels forced, and, like, they gotta remind you, "Oh, yeah, it's a musical." Right, 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 right. I think it plays on the fancifulness of what a musical should be really, really well. Or the story suffers. So you already know what I'm thinking about because that was a stunning performance. That was a stunning, stunning performance, and she knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was really just like, wow. Wow. Incredible. Really, truly incredible. I think if I had to pick, aside from Sinners, which I declare as a musical, I think my favorite musical of all time is The Sound of Music. I know all those songs by heart without even trying. Without even trying, I know all of those songs by heart. Fame is good. Fame is probably in my top 5, I would say. Yeah, but The Sound of Music is just, yeah, just incredible. The musicality is gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Chicago is definitely in my top. Definitely. So good. Hamilton is not on the list, in case anybody's wondering. Hamilton is not on the list. I mean, I have the album. I have the soundtrack. So, yeah, it's good. Really good. So good. So, so good. Yeah, Chicago is a beautiful, beautiful show. I haven't seen The Lion King, but I heard it's fantastic. Yeah, it was on every year. Every year. Every single year. Mhm. And I was riveted by it because I was fascinated by singing when I was little. Fascinated by it. And the harmonies, the melodies of The Sound of Music are indelible. Hello. How you doing? Are you gonna come up here or are you just gonna make a bunch of noise? You wanna come up here and see your adoring fans? Over here. Over here. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Also, The Wiz. The Wiz is definitely in my top 5. That was another one every year. The Sound of Music and The Wiz. What are you doing, Princey? Get out of there. Come here. Come up here. Come see your adoring fans. Come on. Hi. Hi, baby. You want to come up here? Come on. You can do it. He keeps measuring and then being like, no, and then measuring again. Come over here where I can get you. I'm sure they appreciate that. Hi, baby. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Hi. Hi, little cutie. Oh, so good. So good. You have a little sleepy face. You must have been in the dark. Hi. You must have been sleeping because you are just really into this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are you looking at up there? Nothing. You're not looking at anything. Yes, I love you too. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, God. The other night I fell asleep in a hoodie and, had it up because it was cold. I had it up and I woke up in the middle of the night because Princey had gotten on top of me, was loafed up on my chest, and had stuck his head into the hoodie so that he could put his head on the little crook of my neck, just purring like, "Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious." I was like, "Boy, you could stay for a couple minutes, but this ain't we can't do this all night." He needs them. He definitely needs his scritchies, and then he's very happy. Yes, he can concur. He's very happy. Mhm. Oh, look at that. Shout out to everybody who has contributed snackies and treats and food just in this past week. I feel like T-Mac was at least one of those people. I'm sorry, I don't have the names in front of me. It's like you're psychic and you know exactly when these little fur demons are about to run out of food. Here. So good. So good. Yeah, I might need to watch The Wiz this year. I don't think I watched it last year. No, I didn't. I have to add that to the rotation. It's been too long. Especially with the Mike movie coming. Also, can we talk about what's his name? What the fuck is that dude's name? Fabio Jackson? Is that his name? The Michael Jackson impersonator? This man done said Michael Jackson was not African American, that he was not a black man, that his mother was not a black woman. Because he's getting directly called out to his face, participated in an interview or a conversation, I don't even know, where the person who he's talking to who is black is like, "You do understand that, number 1, you're not Michael Jackson. Number 2, you're not black. Number 3, Michael Jackson is black." And he was like, "No, no, he's not." He said that Michael Jackson's mother was Hispanic and Japanese. That white man is fucking delusional. Fucking delusional. He needs to keep Michael Jackson's name out his whole fucking mouth. He also needs to keep his face off of his face. That shit is weird. You wanna talk about a weirdo. Isn't that what the kids call him these days? He a weirdo? He a fucking weirdo. And how fucking dare you fix your face? How fucking dare you fix your face to say Michael Jackson wasn't black? Somebody needs to yeet his ass off the fucking stage. The Rachel Dolezal of it all. Cracker ass fucking cracker. Shut the fuck up. Unfucking believable. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? Fix your fucking mouth to try and be an authority on Michael Jackson to justify stealing his image so that you can be famous. Fuck you, fucking cracker ass Peckerwood. I said what the fuck I said. He's so angry about the teaser that came out for the movie. Actually throwing shade. Who what's his name? Jafar? Is that right? Is it Jafar Jackson? The nephew? Actually throwing shade at the nephew. Like he's the authority on what makes a good Michael Jackson depiction. Fuck no, he's not a part of the movie. Why would he be a part of the movie? No, he's not a part of the movie. What they need him for? He really thought in his mind, or he actually really thinks, I should say, that he is, bar none, the best impersonator of Michael Jackson. The person that he thinks he is an authority on all things Michael Jackson because he is an impersonator. He thinks that he's actually a subject matter expert because he is an impersonator and could do it better than anybody on the planet, including a fucking family member. He threw nothing but shade. He was shook, first of all, watching it. Shook. And then he just throws shade. And now what? 2 weeks later, Michael Jackson wasn't black? Boy, I bet not never see you walking in the motherfucking street. I'ma throw 2 shoes. Imma throw 2 shoes at your white supremacist ass because how fucking dare you? Fix your fucking plastic ass face. Sorry, silicone ass fucking face. To try and change the race of a black person so that it literally fits you better. You sick fuck. An MJ-ologist, if you will. Cracker ass fucking cracker. Yeah, fuck that dude. Yeah, he judges other impersonators. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. It's annoying. It's annoying because how fucking dare you? That's like when you say to Rachel Dolezal, "Are you white?" And she's like, "I don't understand the question." Bitch, do you think I'm fucking dumb? You think this shit is a fucking joke? Oh, I bet not never. Ho, is you okay? Same applies to him. You ain't okay. You ain't okay. You done fucked up your whole dumbass face. And now you done convinced yourself that you are the closest depiction to Michael Jackson on the planet? You a sick, sick motherfucker. Sick. Facts, Maddie Warhol. It's given mad. I took a semester in African studies in Yale vibes. Yes. Yeah. Sicko, sicko, sicko. Marshall Irons. You know what's interesting is when I was watching him and he was making these comments and saying Michael Jackson was not black, his mother's not black. I was thinking to myself, do you know how many Elvis impersonators there are on the planet who don't look shit like Elvis? Who don't try to look like Elvis? But they are respected in their community because what they are bringing is an homage of energy to their depiction of Elvis. That's not what this man does. That's not what he does. His mindset is Well, if Michael's not here, I'm literally the next best thing. Ho, you are not. You are not. You are now the freak show. That's what you are now. Now you a sideshow freak. Because not only are you jealous and a hater, but you're willing to be completely divorced from fucking reality. You a joke and a sideshow freak. And I don't even that casts, you know, a little bit of disparagement on people who were exploited into sideshows for who they were naturally. That's not who you are naturally. That shit's all silicone. These things came from the same woman. An homage of energy. Legitimately. Beautiful phrase. Ho, you are not. It's these two things right here that let you know I'm a nuanced woman. At this point, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. It feels twisted and vindictive in a way. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. I don't know how to show up in it other way. Can't believe that I have to fucking I'm checking the news just to make sure ain't no other crazy shit happened in the last hour and a half. Oh, Kendrick's movie was pushed back again. I wonder why. Oh, fuck your paywall or your subscribe to read. No, fuck you. I'm not doing that. They put out a statement that says we're still working on it. We're busy. We're busy. It still needs work, and we're too busy to work on it right now. Basically, what they said. So plausible. I mean, it is really sick and twisted to me to augment your appearance to look like another person. I think that if you happen to resemble somebody, that's one thing. We got some fantastic Tina Turner impersonators out there, and they haven't cut up anything. They snatch their waist, they put on their gold dress, their wig, cut them cheekbones real defined like, and they bring an energy. That's what they're trying to convey is the energy. They're not trying to be her. He really need his ass whooped. He really need his ass whooped. The fact that he could look at the teaser trailer for the movie and his obvious reaction to that is, "This is a threat to who I am, my livelihood, my legitimacy. So now let me try and delegitimize them." Nothing says white supremacy more than that. You are not a fucking Jackson. You are not Michael Jackson. You are a clown, and an unserious clown at that. The way he completely delegitimized himself in a short span of time is crazy and fantastic, because fuck him. I think it's sick and twisted to literally try and wear somebody else's face and career and voice. It's just sick. Yes, tribute has a different ring to it than impersonation does. You can tell who is doing what. Exactly. Yeah. People who work full time as impersonators, I don't get that. That is definitely not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea. I mean, I'm you know, I told y'all my reaction to seeing that trailer was like, I really am looking forward to the press run, because I'm looking forward to somebody looking deeply in his eyes and asking him, "Are you okay?" Because that had to have been difficult. And how did you do that? Are you okay? And how did you do that? He only saw Mike perform live like once or twice, very few times. It's not like he grew up going and seeing him perform and all that. He did not. So the way that he had to immerse himself into the life and existence of his dead family member, that is incredible. That is incredible. So when I saw the teaser, I was like, well, it's already done what it's gonna do. You can't tell me this movie isn't going to be incredible. Is it gonna be a candid? No, it's not. No, it's not. This movie is clearly approved by the Jackson estate. So no, it's not. That's not this movie. And I'm fine with that. It's a drama, not a documentary. And I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna put up with people saying, they're trying to mask over his history or what about. I'm not gonna listen to none of that shit when it comes, because it will come. Noticeably absent from the movie's depiction of Michael's life. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care. There have been enough documentaries. There will be more movies in the future that are not christened by the family. And maybe they'll be great. Maybe they'll suck. Who knows? Don't care. I'm going to appreciate this one for what it is. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. because this is another thing where it's like the performance is gonna go crazy, and I wanna see it. I'm locked in for that. Can't wait. I think based on who I think this movie is in good hands. I think this movie is in good hands, and I think when they do their press run that they're going to be extremely intentional and calculated about who they include in it and the sequencing of who they include to set the tone. I believe there will be some tone-setting interviews to kick it all off, you know? And certainly there will be some people who ask, some questions, but that asking questions isn't automatically rude or disrespectful, right? There's a tactful way to ask a difficult or controversial question. And I'm sure that some people will do that, and I am sure that they will have answers ready to go, you know? And that's fine. But they're not going to knowingly sit down with somebody who is anticky. They're not going to do that. I think they will steward this all the way through till the end, as they should. That's their family member. Paris Jackson is suing two prominent attorneys involved in the Jackson estate and alleging they stole no less than $158 million. So that also dropped this week. There were a lot of things that happened this week that didn't get a lot of attention because we've been so wrapped up in the national discourse, rightfully so. But if you didn't know, that also happened this week. And she's not playing. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Once things kind of settle out a little bit here, I'm hoping that we can get to looking at that one because that's going to be one that I will probably be pretty interested in. Yep, $158 million. They've been giving themselves bonuses and, you know, enriching themselves as two executors of his estate. But just, yeah, nonsensical payouts to themselves. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah. Yeah. We finally got the police report on Patrick Beverly, who has been suspended from his podcast. We can now definitively say for sure that he choked his sister and punched her in the face, grabbed her by the throat, lifted her off the ground by her throat, punched her in the face at least one time. She had also previously said, this is not the first altercation that they have had that has been physical. She has also previously said that if anything were to happen to her, that it would have been him that did it. She is 14 years old. She is 14 years old. He choked her, lifted her off the ground by her throat, punched her in the face. Meanwhile, dude right there. Dude right there. You didn't rock'em sock'em him. You went after a minor child. You went after a minor child, which says so much about his state of mind and his perspective about women and girls versus predatory men. You went after a 14-year-old girl, lifted her off the ground by her throat, and punched her in the face. Cut off air. She could not breathe. So you choked her and punched her. Meanwhile, dude just there. It says so much. And it says even more so that she was like, yeah, he's scary. I don't know. I don't know. But he seems, he seems like a hypocritical lying piece of shit. And it's unfortunate when you have a whole family that is reliant on the success of one person. Or you've even been conditioned to be dependent upon because he's like, I got you. I take care of my family. Well, what comes with that? Being punched in the face? Is that what comes with that? You think you feel the right to do that? And then have the fucking nerve to have a female attorney put out to the press that you'll do anything to protect your family by choking out a 14-year-old girl and punching her in the face? That's protecting her? Sure, bro. Sure. Oh, this is a motherfucking word. Sibling abuse needs to be taken more seriously. Oh, that's a motherfucking word. Yes, it does. I just cannot. I You went after her and not him. Ooh, damn. Big explosion. Scared the shit out of me. You went after her and not him. I don't really think there's anything much more to say. Of course you're talking shit about famous black women and their men. Of course you are. Because this is who you are. You went after a 14-year-old girl in a predatory situation. Which is, yeah, no. 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 Yeah, I lived with an abusive sibling growing up in every way, in every way. So, yeah, he's been suspended from his podcast. I can't remember which production company is responsible for it, but good, good. The information that I saw from a reputable news agency said that she was 14 and he was 18. So, and as far as I'm concerned, a 17-year-old with a 14-year-old is predatory. It might not be criminally predatory, but it's predatory. No 17-year-old has any business fucking a 14-year-old girl. None. None. Yeah, a senior with a freshman is not okay. That's disgusting. It is predatory. It is manipulative, and it's unacceptable. Sexual seduction of girls and minor girls in particular is a serious problem in society. Period. Because they don't realize that they're being taken advantage of. They don't realize that they're in a situation that they shouldn't be in. They don't realize that just because something seemingly feels good, that's not the same thing as it being right or okay. It's still grooming. 14 can be 8th grade. Yep, depending on where you fall in the year. 14 can be 8th grade. 17 can be out of high school. It's not okay. It's completely inappropriate. But if anybody should have got yoked up, it's him. If anybody should have got yoked up, it's him. Most of us. Most of us don't have those realizations until much, much later in life. Yeah, that's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Girls are somehow so mature for their age, but boys need to gain experience. That's a cop out. It's a total fucking cop out. That's misogyny marketing. That's what that is. Trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Going back to Wicked for a second. I just wanted to say this before I forget. Because they're starting to on social media, as they start to there are always people who are saying the relationship between Ariana and Cynthia is weird or it's overboard, blah 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 blah. I don't know if you've ever had a best friend that you have been in love with. And I don't mean romantically or sexually. Like attraction is not a factor. But if you've never had a best friend that you loved that deeply, you don't fucking get it. And if you've never been through deep things, deep personal things, deep self-awareness things with said person, you don't fucking get it. But now that, people have told them to shut the fuck up about that and they don't get it and leave it alone and stop saying it's weird. Now they've moved on to, well, both of these women are anorexic. Why are we praising them? They're both clearly sick. So my first thought is shut the fuck up about other people's bodies. They talk about look at what Cynthia Erivo looked like before she did this movie and look at what she looks like now. Okay. Yeah. Her body has significantly changed. Sure. Cynthia Erivo is a marathoner. She works out in the gym every day. Have you not seen that body? First of all, she's this tall. She's this tall. Have you not seen the muscular definition of Cynthia Erivo's body? That is not an anorexic body. Period. So at first I was gonna say, when I first started seeing this and was thinking about it, my initial reaction was, "Stop talking about Black women." Right? I was like, "Say what you want about Ariana, you better leave Cynthia Erivo the fuck alone." But then on the other hand, nope, leave Ariana Grande alone as well. Leave her the fuck alone. They're like, "Look at her on the press tour, she looks so sickly. She's so thin." She is filming a movie right now with Robert De Niro where she plays a triathlete. Leave her the fuck alone too. Also, for people looking at them and deciding that they have eating disorders, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? You are not qualified to speak on it. I don't care if you had an eating disorder. I don't care if you are a doctor who has treated somebody with eating disorders. And as a matter of fact, I will respect anything that comes out of your mouth even less if you start talking about the fact that you're a doctor. Because you know that you have no place to say a motherfucking thing about people you have not seen, evaluated, or treated. What you see from afar, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a good goddamn. I don't give a good goddamn what anybody thinks about these 2 women's bodies. But to go from like, "Oh, their relationship is weird," to, "Oh, they must be in an eating disorder psychosis with each other." What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just being judgy, trying to get clicks and likes, and it's like, "Oh, well, we can't talk about their friendship in the way that we have talked about it. It just seems weird, so now we gotta give it a reason. Oh, it's weird because they both have eating disorders and they're in some sick cycle with each other where their eating disorders are perpetuated by their friendship." Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Because the muscle mass on Cynthia Erivo is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Also, I've seen Cynthia eat before. That woman throws down. And no, I don't think she's running around and puking it up elsewhere. She is a foodie, actually. Cynthia Erivo is a foodie. So it's like these things don't match. I don't care what people say. I think Cynthia Erivo, I've heard her talk about her body enough, her activity. I've heard her talk about food, about her own diet. I think she is focused on her body being an efficient machine. And that's what it looks like. It looks like an efficient fucking machine of a body. Yeah, it's weird. And those aren't people that care. Jealousy disguised as concern. Hmm. Yeah, I don't look at either one and say, "Oh, there is a problem." I just don't see that. And also it's none of my fucking business. But I just don't agree with people trying to look for a reason or try to justify their armchair declarations. Just fucking declarations. You are sick in the head. You really are sick in the head. Yeah, you're not helping the situation. You just want people to listen to your fucking opinion. And your opinion is irrelevant. And you need to stop trying to hijack the narrative of these women's lives, their work, their press tour, their bodies. Knock that shit off. And it's only women that are doing it naturally. It's only women that I've seen. Just shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Oh, I love this. Maddie Warhol. There's a phrase that goes, I got 6 months out of the year to mind my own business and the other 6 to stay out of yours. Yep. Yep, mind your business. And for people saying like they look terrible, they look fucking fantastic. You're mad. They don't look terrible at all. They both look incredible. And you're mad. Ariana's filming some shit right now, and she's also trying to land the role of Aubrey Hepburn. So, yeah, shut up and mind your business. Yes. Facts. I saw a clip online of Cynthia at Peloton running with an instructor. She has a Peloton, she uses it all the time. And she's not there trying to look cute. She's there to run. She's there to run. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because that shit, I was just like, of course these bitches are now talking about they look sickly. They do not look sickly. They do not look sickly. That's ridiculous. She ran a marathon and then performed 2 live stage shows. Yeah, what I see in Cynthia Erivo is somebody who transformed their body into an efficient machine that can function at the level that she needs it to function for all the shit that she does. She has done a major thing every fucking month this year. All right, anything else? I don't know why people playing with this woman. They lucky she's not, into fucking taekwondo or some shit. It'd be over for these hoes. It'd be over for these hoes. That's all the fuck we need is a Cynthia Erivo who can also throw hands and kick motherfuckers. Oh, man. Nah, the world ain't ready for that. That's too much power for one woman to have. Also, the last time people started talking about an actor's weight, he died of cancer. That nobody knew that he had. They were judging him, critical of him. There was no compassion in these commentaries and online comments. And then what happened? Chadwick Boseman died. You don't know what's going on in somebody's world, in somebody's life, in somebody's body. You wanna think about it in your own little pea brain? Think about it in your own little pea brain, but shut the fuck up. You don't have to get online with a slideshow of images. Let's look at where things started to go downhill. What? What? Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. I think it was yesterday. But yes, Chadwick has been given a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is one of the greatest singers of our time. And John M. Chu was right when he said more people need to see you. I think he was right about that because I've always thought she has one of the greatest voices ever, 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 ever. And I've already ranted and raved about her being one of the greatest whistlers alive. You want to hear what whistling should be? Cynthia Erivo can whistle. Gorgeously. Yeah, but I'm glad that Chadwick got his star. I'm glad they didn't, do it 20 fucking years from now because that's insulting. Um, yeah, that was a nice bright spot on the week because he deserved that and then some. We were very lucky. Very, very lucky that we got to experience him in our lifetimes. Yeah, it was emotional. It was emotional to see. It was emotional listening to people talk and just seeing the love for him. It was really beautiful. Really, really beautiful amidst all the shit of the week. That was definitely a shining, tender, beautiful honoring. So, yeah. What are y'all gonna do for the rest of the night? Anybody gonna watch anything? I'm wondering if that Jordan Peele country documentary is out. If it is, I might watch that tonight. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat. What I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna watch. Now that am I gonna move the thing back into the bedroom so I can play some video games tonight? Let us all have a restful, relaxing, non-stressful, non-bomb dropping, literal or metaphorical this weekend. Good God. Unless other Republican members of Congress want to resign. And then please, by all means, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Matter of fact, any Democrats want to announce that you're not coming back? That would be great. Okay, good. I'm going to watch that because honestly, I feel like the Jordan Peele cowboy documentary, I just feel like there's a potential Beyonce tie-in to maybe a film for Cowboy Carter. Let me be Delulu. Let me have this. I want that film so bad. I want it so bad. I want it badly. I'm not the only one who's like, there's a lot of Beyonce references in this. Even in the official description of the documentary, Beyonce's name is in there. Tina is in the documentary. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So let me be Delulu. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna eat. And I think I'm gonna start with that, and then I'll veer off into something frivolous. Yeah. Or maybe I'll go on a Jordan Peele run. That has definitely happened before. It could definitely happen tonight. Oh my. Yeah. Tina is in it. Exactly. Yes. Tina is in it. I said, now what do y'all expect us to think? What do you all expect us to think? Because people are really hoping that, and I'm one of these people, that the Cowboy Carter documentary is going to come sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's what we want. So it's like, again, the timing is like, hmm, hmm. Nope. And Get Out are neck and neck with each other. I think. For me. Yeah, for me. Well, I'll let you know what I think because I'm probably going to go watch it after I feed Mr. Fat Butt Boy. Mr. Fat Butt Boy, who has come back like, I want some wet food. Please, can I have a wet food? Yes, boy, you can have some wet food. My goodness. So y'all have a wonderful night or morning, wherever you are in the world. It was good to see you, chit chat, hang out a little bit. I hope to see you over this weekend. I know I had intended to see you more this week, but child, one thing after another. Okay, it was just one thing after another. But I hope to see you again this weekend. But if I don't, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Be gentle with yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Um, yeah, yeah. See, if you can, whatever it is, doesn't mean you have to spend money, but just do something for your own well-being this weekend, you know? Something. Find something because you deserve that. You deserve that. We all deserve that. So, and know that I think about y'all all the time. Talk to you in my head quite a bit when I can't get here. There have been several things this week where I was just like, "God damn it, I can't go live because I gotta do, real shit." But there have been things dropping in the news where if I'd had the time, I would have run straight here to be like, "Y'all." So, be good to yourselves, be gentle with yourselves, take care of yourselves. I just feel like I'm really sending you that energy. Care Bear style. Shooting love from my chest. Imma go deal with this boy. Meow. And I will see you all very soon. Take care. Peace.